If I ask you to mention Nigerian foods that are high in protein, you're most likely going to mention chicken, fish, and eggs. However, what if I told you that there are Nigerian foods that you most likely eat already that is higher in protein than you can think? Today, I'm going to be sharing with you 8 of those foods that you can easily add to your diet to help you meet your protein goals and also substitute where there are more expensive options. And the first on my list is going to be the most obvious, which is eggs. One egg gives you about 6 grams of protein, and this might seem small until you add about 1, 2, 3 eggs, and you're already getting up to 18 grams of protein. Another beautiful thing I love about eggs is that they are rich in other nutrients, which makes them a superfood. Egg seems to be one of the most affordable sources of protein right now, and it also contains things like omega 3. And I know we are used to the myth that, oh, 1 egg a day is the advised amount. Anything more than 1 egg is too much, but that's a myth. So eat up your eggs. If you're a gym bro, you're a gym sis, or someone just trying to get affordable sources of protein into your diet, egg is one I'm going to recommend for you. And it contains the healthy cholesterol. I know people say things like, oh, when you eat eggs, you get in the bad cholesterol, but that's not true. Now, if you're trying to reduce the amount of calories, you can go for just your egg whites. But personally, I like both the yolk and the egg white. Next on my list is going to be beans. This is a personal favorite. To think that I grew up not liking beans, I don't know why most of us did not like beans growing up. Maybe that's why I'm short. But on a lighter note, I grew up not liking beans, but now I eat beans at least once a week. Beans is an incomplete protein because it's lacking one of the essential amino acids that makes up protein. However, other food combinations, when taken together with beans, gives you a complete protein. For example, you have your rice and beans, you have your gari and your beans. And one beautiful thing about beans is that you're not just getting protein from it, you're getting a good amount of carbs, you're also getting a good amount of fiber. Do not play with your beans. If you're not eating your beans, start eating it. And if you're worried about the gassing or the bloating it causes for you, one thing I would advise you to do is soak your beans for at least 6 hours. I like to soak mine for up to 24 hours. Soaking it and then boiling it and draining the first water helps to get rid of all of that. So another very good thing you can do when cooking your beans is adding carrots. Number 3 on my list is going to be okporoko, or should I say stockfish. This is a personal favorite because you would not believe how much protein is contained in just 100 grams of okporoko. As you can see on your screen, this is 100 grams of okporoko. In this little container here is contained 60 to 80 grams of protein. You see how massive it is. This is a very, very affordable and reliable source of protein, especially in Nigeria. Right now, okporoko seems to be on the high side, but if you get any good source of okporoko, abi stockfish, please grab it with your 2 hands. Include it in your soups, especially your African dishes. There are some people that use it in their stews. I have not tried it yet, so I can't give you a review on that. But I like to add it to my beans mixture too. Whenever I'm making beans, I'm very sure I'm getting a very, very loaded, high protein place because of the different combinations in it. So this is another one I want you to add to your list. And number 4 on my list is going to be sardines. I can't really say this is a Nigerian food, but because of how much available it is in Nigeria, I'm going to be adding it to the list. A can of sardine typically gives you about 18 to 25 or 23 grams of protein, depending on the brand. There is something interesting you can do. If you're trying to save up cost, you can buy about a kg of the small shower fish. Tell them you want to buy shower fish, that one that has bones, and tell them you want to get the small one. The smaller ones are easier to make sardine with. All you have to do is boil it for a long time, and you boil it in oil and other spices, and then you have it. Your sardine is ready. But if you can't go through all of that stress, you can easily get it from the mall or from the market. Some sardines retail for as low as 1,000, 1,100. I buy in bulk, so I can get sardines for like 950 depending on the brand. Sometimes I make mine at home, and trust me, it is very delicious. I'm going to be sharing a recipe with you. And for number 5 on the list, we have one that is a highly underrated source of protein. This one, 100 grams of this would give you more protein than 3 eggs will give you, and that is egusi. Egusi gives you about 27 grams of protein per 100 grams. Crazy, right? And I know most of you will say, oh, I don't like egusi, particularly because there's too much oil in the soups. That's because you're using too much oil. But I'm going to tell you, egusi is another one you should be adding to your list. Now, not just because of the protein content you get from it, but also because it is another source of healthy fat. So if you're thinking avocado for healthy fats, you should also be thinking egusi for healthy fat. You see how lovely your Nigerian meals are, particularly now that avocado is out of season. I fall back to my pumpkin seeds and my egusi. You can call your egusi your African pumpkin seeds because I mean they look alike, and I think it is our African pumpkin seeds. So yeah, you should be adding that to your list. You could have it as soups, as stews. I have it with different combinations. And for different combinations, I'm talking about fufu, eba, and sometimes with rice. What do you combine yours with? I know they are weird combinations, so please, I want to hear if you have any weird combination. And for number 6 on the list, this is one that is so dear to my heart because for the longest time, even as a broke Nigerian student, I always relied on this for my protein, and that is panla, hake fish or ejakika, whatever you know it as. This is a bomb. You would not believe how much protein is contained in 100 grams of panla fish. This is what your panla fish looks like, and 100 grams gives you about 25 to 30 grams of protein. Why is there a range? Because it depends on how long it has been smoked for and the moisture content left in the fish. 100 grams gives you a whooping 25 to 30 grams of protein. Do I even need to start mentioning ways you can include your panla into your foods? You have your soups, you have your stews, you have your beans, you have your sauces. Honestly, I include it into just about anything. You can get about 3 pieces for 1,000 naira, but sometimes especially when it is in season, you can get it for as low as 500 naira. And I like to buy it in bulk because I get better deals that way. So you should not be sleeping on your panla fish. I am telling you, do not sleep on your panla fish. Then for number 7, I am going to mention granuts. Why I mention this with caution is because granite is typically high in calories, but at the same time, it contains a substantial amount of protein. So I cannot altogether remove it from the list. Now, if you're on a weight loss journey, I cannot recommend granite as your primary source of protein. However, if you're on a weight gain journey and you don't have any nut allergies, my darling, go ahead and snack on it. Use it for your peanut butter, lick it, eat it, use it for gari, just about anything, and have so much fun. And for a very last on my list, but definitely not the least, if you get what I'm saying, we have Greek yogurt. I still would not call this a typical Nigerian food, but with the way evolution and the trend is going, a lot of people are taking Greek yogurt. So yes, it has to be on this list. Now, from 100 grams of Greek yogurt, you are going to get about 11 grams of protein or a little more, depending on if the whey was taken out or not. And the beautiful thing about yogurt, which you most likely already know, is that it is rich in probiotics. I mean, you see how every single one of this food gives you more than just protein. That is what your protein supplements will not give you. I would always advise that you pick foods over supplements. And for that, you have your Greek yogurt, rich in probiotics, rich in protein, and also good for your gut health. Honestly, I could go on and on when it comes to reliable and affordable protein sources in Nigeria. But one key lesson I want you to take is that your foods don't have to be boring. You don't have to take boring protein powders simply because you're trying to hit your protein goals. Another day, we're going to talk about other nutrients that are equally important. But for today, these are the list of protein sources you can add to your routine or your diet already. If you're Nigerian trying to eat healthier foods without giving up your Nigerian foods or without eating boring foods, you definitely should subscribe to my YouTube channel because that's what we talk about here. And I'm going to be sharing more videos on how you can eat realistically to hit your protein goals, your fiber goals, and also hit your body goals as a Nigerian. And make sure you like this video and share. Anyways, see you in my next video. Bye.